If I could sit across the room from my 20-year-old self, the first thing I would say to her is, girl, chill. Because I remember exactly how she felt. On Monday, she would probably be the happiest person on earth, and then the next day, she would be the saddest person on earth and just want to disappear, basically. And then the next day, literally has no idea what to do with her life. Every day was either a maid girl energy or please someone take her off this universe. And honestly, if my 20-year-old self heard these advice that I'm about to give you, she would probably just be like, oh my God, she's an adult. Like, why listen to her? But still, here are the 5 things that I wish I could tell her to just make her more productive and appreciate life a little bit more. Number 1, productivity is about freedom, not work. This mindset shift is so important, and honestly, I just learned this very, very recently, but it has changed the game. So when I was 20, I really felt that packing my calendar with literally anything just made me more productive and made me seem more important. So I would pack my calendar with different sports, going to social activities, networking events, and work. But it was only when I reached my mid-20s that I realized being busy is actually not always a good thing. And being busy is not equivalent to being productive. You want to be productive so that you have the freedom to work on things that actually have value. The goal isn't to work more. It's to work so efficiently on things that you have to do to then create time for things that you want to do. The ultimate goal here is not to have a filled calendar, nor is it to have an empty calendar, but rather it's to have a calendar that's actually filled with things that you are proud of and you want to do. Number 2 is figuring out your own time zones where you're the most productive. I've tried literally everything. I've tried the 5 a.m. club where I go to the gym and then start work by like 8 a.m. I've also tried clubs where I work out at 11 o'clock at night and then I don't have dinner until like midnight and go straight to sleep after. I've tried everything. You don't want to stick to a schedule just because someone told you to do so, especially not from Instagram or YouTube. Figure out your own time zones, figure out the categories that you're going to be actively working on. So these categories are going to be working out at the gym, doing actual work, right? For your company, your job, or if you're a student, you're going to be doing actual work. Maybe you're doing something creative or side project, and then map them to a specific time. And what I mean by that is if you're going to be working out, maybe you work out better in the morning. Then it doesn't matter if you're working out at 8 in the morning, at 9 in the morning. What matters is that you just get that task done in that specific time zone. So please just stop listening to all these Instagram gurus, stop listening to these YouTubers that are telling you to become successful, you need to start working out at 6 a.m. It doesn't work like that. Your body, your energy levels are just going to be very different, and you need to figure that out for yourself. And honestly, maybe throughout the week itself, not even in seasons, I'm saying throughout the week, these time zones for you are going to differ. Just figure out your schedule according to the work style that you have. Okay, number 3. This is probably one of my favorite ones, but it's to network through action. I think everyone tells you that you should network by sending out so many LinkedIn emails or just going to networking events and just shaking hands with literally every person. They are not going to remember you. There's 1,000 other kids, 1,000 other people that are going to be around you that these people are meeting. You're not standing out if all you're going to do is be like, hi, my name is this, and I would love to get to know you, be part of your network. It's not gonna work. People in this world do not care about your potential. They really don't. They want to see what you can actually do and what you bring to the table. They care about the proof. Just think about it. These people that you want to network with are people that are already successful. They're probably people where you want to be at. So they're not going to have the time to remember 100 people. So if you don't bring something interesting about yourself, they're not going to remember you. And then what's the point of you networking if the person that you want to network with doesn't remember you? So what you want to do to stand out is maybe you want to do a research project. Maybe you're trying to create your own business. Maybe try to create your own personal brand, right? Like in this era, I feel like every other person is trying to be a creator now, but having a personal brand is much better than not having one. Just have something that makes you stand out. Okay, so going off of that, this is probably my second favorite one out of these 5 categories. But people will always laugh when you first start off doing anything that is out of the norm. When I first started influencing, I think this was back in like 2021, and this is crazy for me to even say influencing now, because I would never even dare to use the word influencing, because I remember I posted a video and all my friends started to mock me and just be like, oh, influencer. When I think about it, it didn't come out of support. It came out of mockery. And don't get me wrong, there will be people that support you, but more than those people will be people that will mock you, because they themselves cannot see past their normal life. So when you start doing something out of the norm, they are 100% going to be making a lot of fun of you. They will tell you how it's not going to work. And trust me, it's not just your friends, your close friends that are going to do that. It's also going to be your family. Whoever it is in your circle, I guarantee you, most all of them will either make fun of you, or they will mock you, or they will tell you that you should stop and just focus on your own life and just stick to a career path. They might even try to embarrass you in front of your other friends, whether it's in your face or behind your back. It's coming, and the sooner that you accept this, the sooner that you get to a place where you actually build. Because trust me so much on this, all of the people that are making fun of you when you're starting off will all come back and tell you, oh, can we also get tips to start this thing? All you need to do is be strong enough to get through the first phase. Now, let me also be clear. These people aren't necessarily people that are bad. It doesn't mean that you have to kick them out of your life. It's just that they haven't dared to dream as much as you have. And trust me, people will also still make fun of you when you do become successful. Everyone will always have something to say about you. It just hurts a lot more when you're just starting off, so you need to build that confidence up. And number 5 is things always happen for a good reason. If things aren't going your way, trust me, there's a good reason for that. Maybe you're not meant to be where you're at today. Maybe you're not meant to do what you're doing today. And I always like to use this analogy of a book. If life is a book and you need to turn the page and, well, you aren't, life has a way of tearing that page apart just so you move on to the next chapter of your life. Because this new chapter is where you're meant to be, but you're just so scared to turn the page. You've done everything in this path to work towards this new chapter, and that's where your life is supposed to be at right now. Last year, I questioned my entire life. I was, let's say, just forced to move to San Francisco. I have always lived in New York. I've never left New York State, New York City, whatever. My parents have always been close to me. But last year, due to some team changes, I was forced to move to San Francisco. So far away from my parents. I understand it's not India to America, but it was very far away from my parents. It was very far away from my friends. It was very out of my comfort zone. And I remember I used to have panic attacks. I used to call home. I used to just tell my mom, I'm like, can I just quit my job and come back to the East Coast, okay? I really was going through a rough phase last year. But after that last year, I am so happy with where I'm at right now. I was truly meant to turn the page and I just wasn't. And so life forced me to turn the page. I learned so much about myself because of the dark phase that I had to go through, okay? And it made me so much stronger. It made me so much more independent. It made me so much more confident to the point where I'm at today. And it truly was the first year where I took the time to truly understand and value myself, my friends, my family. So if you are also going through a rough phase, it's because you need to learn something so that when you do go on to the next chapter of your life, you're just so much stronger at it. And as I said, everything happens for a good reason. So you're supposed to learn these things so that your next chapter of your life is 1,000 times better than if you had just turned the page. So yeah, just trust the process. So those are the 5 things I would tell my 20-year-old self. It really isn't about the job that you take, but it really is all about the mindset shifts that you need to make in order to become this more independent and confident person. And if you're in your early 20s, mid-20s right now, don't freak out just because you don't have things going the way that you expected it to be going. Just focus on becoming someone that you yourself are proud of. Listen to yourself, protect your circle, protect your friends, protect your family, and don't fear any rejection or any laughter that you get from starting something that you've always wanted to start. And literally, above anything, believe in the future version of yourself, because that person, trust me, is going to be waiting for you with a lot more confidence and a lot more healthier boundaries. And I hope a lot more cooler stories as well. All right, bye guys. I'll see you in my next one.